Brio, 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 brio. I played 1 and 2. I don't think I got all the way through them, but I played them and I quite liked them. So I played the first few levels of the campaign here, but we're gonna start over on normal with controlled shim dos uno a, however that's pronounced in Spaniardo. You are General Sentenza of Rivia, commander of the Wolf Guard. According to rumor, a group of rebels planning to overthrow the crown has taken refuge in a deserted castle in the wilds of Iskander. Their leader, a mage named Isamo Tehar, is as charismatic as he is radical. It's your job to end his scheming, one way or another. We're gonna sort this man right the fuck out. Loady, loady. Wait. Tell me if the volume is too low or loud. You want to hear the voices. When there are voices. Not general voices though, don't hear general voices, it's weird. The music is much louder than the rest of the shit though. Luckily this voice actor has great range, so you probably won't recognize him from anywhere.
It's true, sir. They're inside the fortress.
Good. What about the outpost?
They've set it up and are waiting for you to take over and give instructions. The new guy, Private,
Carpal.
Yes, that one. He's in charge right now.
Good. I've told you before and I'll tell you again. This mission is important. The man inside that fortress, Isamo Tahar, he's more than just an ordinary lawbreaker. He's a traitor, he's a mage, and he's a murderer. We are the best the Royal Army has to offer, and the Queen put her faith in us. So let's not fail her. Now move to the outpost. Orders.
Careful! Wolves up ahead!
For the Queen!
Rabbit, what a lovely piece of earth this is.
That the outpost?
Yes, sir.
Good. Then let's find Private Carpal.
I like Carpal.
General Noria, it's an honor.
Private Carpal. Report. How much resistance do we face?
Impossible to say, sir. We've captured 2 of the rebels in the woods, but they wouldn't talk. All we know is that there have been some troubles within the, resistance. That might be to our advantage.
Where are those 2 rebels you captured? Can I talk to them?
I am afraid that won't be possible, sir. They're dead.
How?
Poison. They had it in their robes and swallowed it once we left them in their cell.
That was careless. You should have searched them more thoroughly.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
You mentioned troubles within the Resistance. What do you mean by that?
The prisoners wouldn't tell us, so we waited for your arrival, as you ordered. As you might know already, Tahar and his mages barricaded themselves in the old fortress. We'll need to find a way inside.
And that's what we'll do. Anything else?
No, sir.
Good. Good work, Private. I'm glad they assigned you to my unit.
Oh, Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Let the workers know I'm in command now. We need to get this camp and our men into shape before we can make a move.
Understood.
Sorry.
Get over here, men. Yes, you. For those of you who don't know who this is, General Sentenza Noria, Spy Master of the Queen and Commander of the Wolf Guard. He's the one in charge of this operation, and from now on, you'll follow his orders. Understood?
Yes, sir!
General?
Yes, first we need to...
Rebels, we're under attack.
Oh no.
Blazes.
keep it together. We'll show them what it means to take on the crown.
Oh no, let's not lose the crown, man.
For the crown!
The crown! Fucking crown, mates!
Orders?
For the Queen!
Yeah, I really like the way they speak to each other in this. It seems fairly natural. I feel the guy whose voice I've probably never heard before is the most stilted of them when it comes to interacting with other people. I'm assuming, since he's probably the most high-profile voice actor they had, that he was not available to record with the others, which is probably why they don't play that well off each other.
You alright, Gwen?
I know how to defend myself, baby brother, but thanks for asking.
Quiet. If Tahar knows our location, it won't be long until he'll launch another attack.
Shut the fuck up!
We should stock up on resources first, and then set up a barrack to arm our men. Let's begin.
Okay.
Corporal, get the hunting cabin manned, and see if we have any lumberjacks among our workers.
Lumberjack.
We need wood.
Understood. There's plenty of fish in these waters too, so maybe...
Sure, good. Now let's build the barracks.
Yeah, so this game is both RPG and RTS, which works as well as you'd expect.
Yes?
Take them down!
The crown.
Well then.
The humans are basically a tortoise faction. They will
That should work.
apparently just attack from position of strength, as the thing says. You might notice there's a bunch of shit I'm not picking up. This is because this is actually a prologue, and we will not be keeping the stuff we have here.
Charge!
I played the first few of these levels, but we'll get to fucking Terra Incognita soon enough. But I wanted to start over for stream. But I gotta say again, I really like the voice acting in this. A lot of the stuff, when they speak to each other, it seems kind of natural, and they seem to mean what they say. Which is not something you'd expect in an RTS. Pick some shit up here.
I'll take a look.
He has an oogle. Wood. Oh, nice. Got that wood, mate. A chest.
Of course.
That could come in handy.
Bling bling, sucker! I mean,
Take him down.
So, Carpal, where are you from? We never got the chance to talk back in Greykeep.
Some village in Iskander. Doubt you'd know it.
I think that's
And how did you
foreshadowing.
get the Lord Marshal to recommend you?
Gwen, just stop pestering him, okay?
All right, all right.
Kettle hat.
Get ready.
Yeah, notice what he said there. I think that might be relevant later. I don't know, considering where I've gotten to, but build barracks. I thought we were. Yeah, we're building it. Need one road. Lazy cunts. There we go.
What is it?
Oh, food.
Fair enough.
Building complete.
Now let's man them. The quicker we get those soldiers armed, the better.
Will only take a second.
Arsonist.
We need to gather more wood, Commander.
Oh, shit.
Yes, I'm ready.
Charge!
For the ground. Lost or otherwise.
Make it quick!
I'm happy to have done a proper Let's Play bit again. I might do the DLC for Little Nightmares next. I want to do End of Zoe, but it's just too expensive to justify. I have gotten an offer of being gifted it, but I don't feel comfortable with that. While the sentiment is appreciated. Okay, slowly losing shit here.
For the
Or
crown!
picking shit up. I'll show how you build the characters and stuff later. Krampusable, what?
For the queen! Just give up!
Okay, we got our arsonists.
Made up your mind? I'll take a look.
So, General Norreuter, basically, if we have a brief look at him here, is a dual-wheel speccing mainly, well, completely into brutality. Which makes him very, very fine.
Tell. Sure.
When we get our main guy, we're gonna do something similar. But sword and board DPS
Good.
mates.
That should suffice. So, Carpal, that fortress you mentioned.
Sir, a question? This coup Tahar is planning, if we don't stop him, do you think he'll have a chance?
No.
Even with support? I've heard that House Iskander
I like
is
that.
sympathizing with his cause.
Tahar's cause is power. The rest is just verbiage to get a following. And even if it weren't, and this revolution he's planning really is about the safety of mages, Aelod Iskander doesn't care about that.
This guy
If
likes
he
the
is
word
supporting
verbiage.
Tahar, it's because he's hoping to gain something from it.
Makes sense.
Also, this game is fucking gorgeous, and it runs well, considering how gorgeous it is. It's redonkulous.
Good. That should suffice. So, Carpal, that fortress you mentioned, is that the ruin up north?
Yes, sir. That's where Tahar's hiding.
All right. Then let's take some men with us and put an end to this bastard. We should be able to blast through his barricades now.
Let's just go up here and get the last side quest. Fuck, sorry. As soon as Rumpus leaves, my cough gets worse. I wonder what that means. So I got one of those. What's it called? It's not an odometer. That's when you walk and shit. I got one of those things that measures the humidity, and normally in my flat it's about 20%, which is really fucking low. So I'm homing that shit up a little bit with the humidifier, but goddamn. Yes, we are actually going to enter a tunnel, and Private Carpal is a very, very fine man. I really, his dialogue,
Yes.
He doesn't say anything that great or is funny or anything like that. He just seems to, the way he talks is nice. The only thing that is a bit weird about him, I think, is his portrait. He looks way older than he sounds. See him here, Bertrand. It's weird that they call him, well, he's called Bertrand here, but they always refer to him as Carpal, whereas the others, Gwen and Anselm, they refer to by their names. Well, Carpal is also his name, but you know what I mean.
Commander?
Wonder if there's a button for select all anger dudes. What are they called? Not anger dudes, military.
Yes, orders.
Because ideally I want a big fucking blob.
Well then.
Also, I'm looking into making a board game, by the way. I might need some playtesting at some point, if any of you are up for it. It's very, very early, and I'd also like to bounce some feedback off you, Dwayne, at some point. I was looking at that skullet after you mentioned it. I think it's... I don't know, I mean, it looks a little lackluster visually for me, but I've said that about things before and I turned out to love them, so I'm not gonna shit on it. Right, Alicia. Yeah, well, kind of. It's fairly easy to actually get the physical components and shit like that going in Tabletop Sim, because I know how to do the 3D modeling and I know how to do the texture shit. It won't be great, but it'll be usable for testing anyway. So I can basically make anything I want, card decks and stuff like that, and start testing out things. It's the concept I have a little
That way?
I need some
I'm ready.
some feedback with, because I want to put player interaction in there, and I want it to be a co-op game, but
Make it quick.
I am a bit unsure of how to do that properly, because I have a bunch of things I want in there, and I need that to mesh together properly. Basically, the main mechanic, the way I've seen it is sort of you're fucking around in the Middle East back in Ass time, not that far back, but it's sort of like it's a Mythos game, obviously, because I'm me, and you're dicking around in that time period,
Fine.
like
That way?
18
Alright.
something, I think.
Acknowledged.
And you're trying to, depending on which, it's kind of very much like what's it called, Mythos thingy, Arkham Horror. You pick a an elder thing that you're up
you
against,
command.
and then you the game changes slightly
Arsonists, get to
depending
work.
on that. I've made a bunch of hexes that will fit together, and those will determine your character. There's a bunch of different character stats, and how those work
Amateurs
will
work. Go.
sort of depend a bit on those hexes. It's difficult to explain. Okay, so imagine, just so we get this right, a hex.
What's the story behind this part of Nortander? Whose lands were these?
House Vestel, a minor house loyal to Iskander. The house's patriarch and his wife got taken by the red fever, and they didn't have an heir.
Interesting.
So the way I'm gonna make it is, you have these hexes, right? A hex has 6 sides, and in the middle of the hex there'll be an icon, and that can either be a type of magic, defense, rouge shit, trade, or inventory. And if you have an inventory icon in there, for example, you'll have an extra inventory slot. If you have a rouge icon in there, you'll be able to use rouge abilities that have that require 1 rouge icon. You'll get a bunch of cards that have different abilities on them. For example, your character might be able to have 3 active abilities at once, so he'll have cards he can use in certain situations, and mostly those cards have 2 abilities on them. Like a merchant might be able to bribe his way out of shit that the others might have to fight or do other crap to do things with. But the idea is you have these hexes, and some of the hexes, when you get them, have symbols on the side. So there might be an attack, like icon, and you have to fit it with another hex to make a full attack icon, which would give you, in this case, a merchant icon and an attack icon, and then you would be able to use abilities that require those. So your character is how your stats are determined by both how you fit the hexes together, because there'll be multiple ways to do that, and which hexes you have and what sides they have. So I'm thinking sort of, because I always like choices in games. I like when you sacrifice something to gain something else. So if you have a hex, and you have a choice between various things, but you have to give something else up to do it. And I kind of like that idea. So I'm thinking walking around on a map and doing certain events and shit, but making that interactive and not having the players just play 4 solo games that try to work together. Is where I fail a little bit. I feel like I can do the events fairly easily. I can do the map fairly easily. I'm gonna steal the way the map is made from what's it called, Sia, which is pretty neat. Yeah, and there'll of course also be a way of putting 3 things together.
What? Shit, they got through.
So a hex in the corner forms a much rarer symbol, and this will be able to give you access to certain types of magic, which are really powerful. I'm gonna put a clock in there, so you have a week usually, or week or 2 weeks to, depending on which deity you choose, to win. And if you each day will be consisting of 4 turns. 4 or 2, I haven't decided.
For the queen.
And this will be midday, noon, dusk, and midnight, dawn, noon and I think evening or something. And some abilities are better at certain times of day. So like every 4th turn you have an ability that's really good, but it might be kind of shit otherwise. Also we have a healer, I should probably heal. Some of these dudes are just walking around.
I need help.
Well, don't worry, Ansel, I've got you. I've got you, baby. This probably won't make much sense until I actually start showing you what I mean.
This is over.
Yeah.
Orders? Alright.
I'm gonna need some help along the way though. Before anything comes into a ready state. There'll probably be a bunch of changes. I'm not sure if I want to do the day shit with a clock or 4 different decks. Because the clock is pretty much static. It goes every turn, it moves on to the next time. It seems complicated, but it's one of those things that I think it's a game that would be much better suited for tabletop simulator, because you can script certain things. It's not that complicated when you sit with it and have it in your hands. I'm thinking it's like Carcassonne also looks complicated when you look at all the pieces, but when you play it, it's simple. It's really simple, and I think this will be sort of similar. It might get complicated as time goes on. But I'm going to make it sort of like Imperial Assault, where the complexity is gradual and kind of up to you. There's certain mechanics that are pretty simple you'll need to get, but most of the complexity comes from the abilities, and since you only will have a certain set of abilities per turn, you'll only have to worry about those abilities. I've actually done some of it before, I think. Let me see if I can find it. I've done an early concept of how I wanted the thing to be. The thing is, I need to actually math, and I'm not that good at math. I say not that good at math, I'm awful at math. I always lose sight of what I wanted to do. Where the fuck did I put it? Rayguns was helping me a little bit with the graphic shit. This is a while ago though. I've sort of changed a few things. Oh, where is it? The game is paused right now because I'm looking. Hey, wait, hold on. What's that? Hey! Oh, that's interesting. I didn't see that menu. I saw it because I alt tabbed. Okay, so let me have a look. Also, hello, Pond Man. Oh, I had a folder with this shit in before I cleaned up my desktop. Now to just try and figure out where the fuck it is. There's my snail folder. Sadly, Weenie did not get to listen to all the stuff, but at least he found a snail. He went out of his way to find a snail. He was well on his way to missing it entirely. Fine man, him. Where the hell did I put it? It's not in a new folder, no. The fuck is this? Must be a phone dump. Yay! Exams! Work day. If I search for board in my thing, will I find something, I wonder? Hold on, sorry about this. This is gonna be so lackluster when I finally find it. The longer I take to find this fucking thing, the more disappointed you'll be when I finally find it. Okay, here's a hex. How's the fucking thing I was fucking around with? Here we go, okay. Yeah. Not sure what this will actually show you. Yeah, I was calling stuff some different crap at this point. Let me just find it. Okay, give me a second here. I have located it. Now I must make OBS see it. This is in the... I think this is the cleverest thing I've come up with though for the game so far. The rest is sort of up in the air. Is this something I wanted to homo? Here we go. Yeah. So you can see some of this shit sticking out, but the idea is Can I make 2 of these? I probably can. Yeah, that's not working very well. But if I wanted, for example, to... if I wanted an attack here, I would have to line these 2 up, so I would get 1 attack. If I wanted a coin, I'd have to flip it around and match these 2 sides with the coin. Just shit like that, so that you do different things, and the different characters would start out with different things and hexes and stuff like that. So you would get some variety. Yeah, the camels were for movement, I think. That was an idea I had early on. I might keep that. Sort of. Yeah, I'm gonna directly wholesale steal the hex system with the map from Sia, because I think that is a really cool way of doing it, and it puts as many tiles on one square as I want. I'm gonna try and make it so that... make a map generation so that ideally there will be rail lines and there will be roads and shit, and like the merchant, the thing the merchant can do is basically what homos you in this is you'll be able to carry a certain amount of coins on you. So like a merchant might be able to carry 3 coins at one time, and that's basically how money works. He will be able to carry 3 coins, and he has to go back to the bank in one of the big cities to get his coins back. So he'll be going back and forth a lot, and his abilities will cost coin, and he will deplete the coins. He'll still have a higher maximum than the rest of the dudes, but his abilities will still deplete the coins, whereas a Rouge might only be able to have 1 coin at a time. So he will only be able to do abilities that require 1 coin and do really shit. Calm your tits, Ansel. Ansel's supposed to be the tank. He's not even taunting, but he keeps getting fucked. So he'll walk around and doing that shit. And having a lot of money. And he'll basically be able to kind of fast travel between places that have rail lines to them for the money, and usually replenish his shit in the towns that he can rail directly to. The Rouge will have some sort of ability, I think, or it will be a Rouge ability. Of course, you can get a Rouge ability with the merchant if you build your hexes like that. He's just more inclined through other stuff. And he'll have an ability to get on the rail line from anywhere on the track by jumping it. He'll have to roll for that, but that kind of shit. The reason I was talking about 4 different decks for the times a day would be that I could put certain events in the deck. Like if you have a dawn, midnight, day, or whatever deck, and I would be able to, whenever you pull from it, you'll see what kind of dawn it is, or if it's a blood moon or stuff like that. So things that can affect gameplay, and depending on which old one you're up against, the moon might be different during the night. Bad stuff might happen during the night. It'll be shuffled into the deck, so there's a chance of it happening. Things like that. It makes it more complicated having 4 different decks for that shit. It's easy enough to pull from it though. It's irritating to set up had it been a physical game. But yeah, I feel like that version is more versatile than the clock, at least. Chew people's hats, what? Yeah, I like Sia though. It has a few faults, but apparently most of those have been fixed in the expansion.
That way? Alright.
Also, I have a hard directionite for
Take him down.
for legacy games these days. I have built up a large fucking wish list of physical board games. New faults have been introduced, what?
That's all of them.
Could be
Now,
automated,
where's that
I guess.
traitor?
Good question.
I'd wager they're inside the fortress. With a bit of luck, they haven't heard the fighting.
Irrelevant. Let's find them.
It could kind of be automated, but the way I'm hoping to do it is it doesn't really lend itself towards automation very easily, because a lot of the stuff will be different from opponent to opponent. I'm thinking I'm gonna do it like that anyway. So I'm not really sure that's how I want to do it. But yeah, tabletop can do some neat things with scripting, but I think it would be too complicated, and it would be easier just to make rules for it and tell the player.
Stay alert.
Because then the player also knows what's going on. Seer scripting works because it's not that invasive, and you can sort of ignore it.
Take them down!
Defeat the gatekeeper, Juggernaut. Oh boy, this boy's thick. Shoot him, Bertrand. Bertrand is a fine archer. A dexterity rouge. What are you talking about though, Alicia? I may go full Luke Crane, yeah, but I'm not, well, yes. I'm not ruling out the, but yeah, no, I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Must be it. Good. We'll go in alone.
Sir?
If we march in with an army, we might as well tell them we're coming. If we sneak in instead, we might still have the element of surprise.
Won't we be outnumbered?
I doubt it. We should have disabled most of his men by now.
Hawking up in here.
Let's move.
Yeah, I would definitely not rule out the possibility of a Kickstarter for a physical version, but considering I have half an idea and nothing to no hat to shit in, as we say in DK, I'm not gonna think about that
Commander.
at all yet. Getting ahead of my ass.
Easy.
The way he yells easy, I think refers to that he thinks the enemy's easy, but he yells it in a way sort of like calm the fuck down. Oh, it might actually add new faults. I don't know. I haven't played with all the mechanics. I just saw some of the shit that fixed some of the crap. There's still, Sia has two main faults, I think, for base game. One is that being a dick is too easy. Yeah.
Orders?
Like, Sia has the trade system, and that also gives you fame and can make you give you money really, really quickly if the planets are put in a way where you can just fly between them in one turn and trade a lot. It can make one of the players go completely out of control money-wise very easily. Expansion fixes that, in that it homos, so that,
Did you hear that?
there's a trade
Must be
thing.
the troubles you mentioned, Carpal.
Whatever it is, it plays into our hands. They won't hear us coming.
Yeah, there's a thing that's an economy wheel that means that the economy needs to be circular.
Oh, this will be
That sounds
fun.
complicated, but it basically means that whenever a planet,
What is this place? A graveyard?
the way it usually works is that a planet will just sell you infinite of a certain kind of cargo cubes. Basically, the game has just a bunch of boxes that you can buy, which is different types of cargo, and different planets buy different ones and sell different ones. So if you can get between two planets that sell and buy the ones you want, you can get a bunch of very easy shit. But the way the expansion does it is, every time a planet, you sell a cargo cube, the planet produces one of the cargo cubes. So it has to be circular. You can't just keep buying the same cargo and selling it in the same place.
Yes?
I'm ready.
Oh, what the hell?
Huh?
Which fixes that. The other problem Sia has is that you only really get bounty on you if you kill someone, which means that if you are passing by a fellow player, there's no reason not to shoot him a little bit.
The voices are getting louder.
So that, or you can just,
They must be further down the caves.
you just shoot a cunt. Just shoot a cunt. Whenever you see him, it's like, oh, there's Ollie flying past me. I'm just gonna shoot a missile at him. I know for a fact that I can't kill him with the missile, but I can damage his system, so he'll be gimped completely and has to deal with that. So the best way of playing is just to, whenever you're close to someone and you can get a free hit in, just shoot them and fly off. Don't kill them, because that gets you a bounty, but just shoot them. Just give them a little missile up the arse. And that is a really arse and shit way of playing.
As you command.
Onwards.
But CS also a wonderful game of everyone ganging up on the guy who's a cunt. So that's a thing as well.
Charge! For the crowd!
What was that?
Blazes! Intruders! Open the portal now and kill the rest!
I thought that was this guy talking. That's the
Yes?
Asia guy there is the one we want to homo. But that's not this guy. This is just an undead Dwayne. An undwayed. Yes. Speaking of shitting, I have a sudden urge to poo.
Acknowledged.
Commander.
Once the cutscene comes up, I'm going
Get
to
ready.
run off
Take them
and sort that while you watch it. Lovely info, I know. Oh yeah, shoot him, Bertrand.
How do you like that?
Charge!
Yeah, so this seems very, at least gameplay-wise, generic so far, but I'm gonna start playing it properly once once we get our Dwayne.
What? That's all? I'm only getting started.
The reason I'm doing it like this is I don't think any of the stuff we're doing right now carries over, which is a bit of a spoiler, but sorry.
What is it?
Fine.
Right
It is a
away.
good urge. How have all men been, by the way? I've been, well, not completely missing in action, but
Oh, this'll be
semi-indisposed
fun.
for a while. How are men? Sorry for the mute. You're fine. That sound, considering that you have the female genitals, Alicia, you saying that
For the
makes
queen!
makes me immediately suspicious. That's alright, no.
Yes?
Stay alert.
Yes.
Oh shit. What the heck is that?
Doesn't matter. Just kill it.
Fine attitude if I ever had an attitude. You mean completely useless, very fine. What, useless? Not useless? What's the meaning? This man's gonna pop. I'm gonna tank it, just so my healer has something to do. Casper's a fine lady. It's very easy to get food slain when she's around. Very fine cook.
I need help!
Shut up, Ansel.
Inside, now.
Okay. Cutscene's about to come up, so I'm gonna mute myself now and run into it.
Orders?
That way? All right.
What the? Stop him!
This is just the beginning.
No! Anselm. Anselm!
Sir?
Get a healer in here to take care of your sister.
She's dead, sir.
And get a mage. Maybe he can track where that portal led. Wait,
General?
what?
I think this one is still alive.
Wonderful. A treacherous traitor. Remove that sack. I believe explanations are in order.
Right, so we're making our Dwayne. A fine man if I ever saw him. Okay, so we have some choices here. The problem I feel with this is we have to choose some ability trees, but you have no fucking idea what the ability trees do unless you click the button, and my argument is invalid. Oh, hello. That's alright. Up and finished, Dillman. I meant to upload the other one tomorrow, but fuck it. X3, isn't that the game with the cock? Okay, so I'm unsure if I should take Dank Magic just to get the leech. I think we need brutality and discipline because we're of course going to make a fighter. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. Make him look like that guy. There. Fucking weird. My beard dude is always some Mises. Hello, meow mate. No, I have played the mission after this one and then the one after that one. That is it. I have not finished the campaign. I know a little bit, but I've started over for purpose of stream. There's a few things I'm a bit unhappy about, like the way the stats work irritate me a little bit, because I want to be able to. There are strength, dexterity, intelligence, and I don't know if there are willpower weapons. Willpower-based weapons. Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck a willpower weapon is. It might be a staff or something. But I don't really know, because there's certain weapons I would like, but I have no idea what they actually require. A way of doing this would be giving you a shop early where you can buy a bunch of different weapons, but not actually be able to afford them, so you can get a general idea of what requires what. Okay, willpower staff. The thing is, I want discipline, and willpower is required a little bit in that. So I think I might just leave that at 2. Hey, Cino as well. Oh, GM. Dillman. It's so you can see his fuzzy bod, obviously. See, there's archery as well, but I know for a fact that there's an arcane archery that we are not getting. I'm very tempted to... That one's good. Some of these are also really good. There's damage and interrupt. No. Yeah, a lot of these are pretty decent. The problem here is I really want the fucking life steal here, which is okay, but I don't feel like this one and this one and this one is basically all I want from here. The rest scales on intelligence, which I'm not really going to be speccing into at all. I just want passives. Fuck it, let's do it. Okay. Let's take a little bit of constitution away. I want him to be able to actually hit dudes. The guy I made before was just completely defensive. Increases my focus regeneration. How much though? Oh, sorry. I don't know what it is about. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. I gotta masturbate myself by looking at Weenie's thing to see, because I live through his comments. Aw, no more snail comments. Oh, I'm sad. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. I'm gonna play on normal, yeah. Okay, I think we're okay. I might take the dexterity down a little bit. Yeah, okay, fuck it. This is a bit weird. This is an RPG strategy game. I shut up for the cutscene.
Nortander, the cradle of human civilization. We know war. It has been at our side for millennia, coming and going with the indifference of the tides. Our most recent sprouted from rebellion. For reasons unknown, a mage by the name of Isamo Tahar gathered the noble houses behind him in an attempt to overthrow the crown. His magic brought mayhem. Arcane fires burnt towns to ashes. Abominations ravaged the battlefields. Men and women were torn apart with the snap of a finger. Only a sacrifice by our queen achieved what none had thought possible: an end to the slaughter. The Mage War was over. The crown had won, and a ban on magic was enacted. Now the people once more believe that their suffering has come to an end. They hope. They dream. But the tides don't change.
Yeah, I'm intending to go for Constitution, Strength, and Willpower in that order. I just needed a little bit of Dexterity because I think some of the weapons, though even the basic ones, have a minimum Dexterity requirement.
Hey, Tahar, wake up! What in blazes is wrong with you?
The main character has a voice, and I've heard it before. I looked it up on fucking IMDb, but I can't. It doesn't make sense to me. I did the Snail Man, yeah.
Where am I?
Are you serious? What does it look like?
The Greykeep Barracks?
Well observed. You were screaming as if Nor himself was at your throat. Not the best way to make an impression on the new recruits, don't you think? It was that dream again, wasn't it? The nightmare.
Yes.
Look, I know I've said this before, but you did the right thing back then. Your father, he was a madman. Defying him was the only sane thing to do.
Tyler.
It wasn't the dream about the cave. It was the one I've been having since I was a child.
That one. Well, what can I say? You're one tormented soul, my friend. But probably that's why we get along so well.
Yeah, probably.
But still, sometimes I can't help but feel that you still feel guilty about betraying Isamo. Just don't, all right? You did the right thing.
Good old Carpal.
Not everyone in the Royal Army seems to agree on that.
Well, then they are fools. All they want is a scapegoat, and you, as Isamo Tahar's child, are the best one they got their hands on. Honestly, you shouldn't need me to remind you about that.
I know, Bertrand. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for, isn't it? For what it's worth, at least. The new laws will prevent something like that from ever happening again. Magic is dangerous. And your father and his rebellion were all the proof for that. We can't just allow mages to run around using their powers as they please. There just need to be limits, rules. And the new laws are just that. A rule set plain and simple. Those mages the Purity branded, they chose their own fate. They were criminals and murderers.
Were they?
You're talking about that woman. Yes, they made a mistake, but come on. All the evidence suggested that she killed that merchant. It's tragic, and it must never happen again. But I can't really blame the judges. And also, the law was never perfect to begin with. But it's better than having no law at all.
No need to convince me, Bertrand. I know the laws are necessary.
Good.
Corporal Tahar? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb.
What is it?
Lord Marshal Angar and General Noria have requested your presence. You and Corporal Carpel are to report to them in the Hall of War as soon as possible.
What's it about?
I'm not in a position to tell.
All right, then. Shall we go together, Tahar? I've been meaning to stretch my legs anyway.
Sure. Thank you, boy. You can leave.
Of course. Corporal Tahar? Corporal Carpel?
You should put some clothes on first.
Oh, really? Thanks for reminding me.
I really like the voice of the main character as well.
Yes. Interesting.
He sounds like a sort of guy who would be swell to hang out with. Okay, let's see. Where's some fat shit? Won't let me use any of the shit. Strength 5. Oh, man. Yeah, I did fuck up, didn't I? That's a two-handed. See, this is one of the problems, I think. It's like, this one requires both strength and dex. This one requires dex and strength. But I don't know when I made my dude whether or not this is any good. I might just see if I have a loady that I can go back and homo. That's yes. That's actually one at the character creation. Very fine. Also, Knorr, Alicia. Or Knorr as it's called in DK. I remember eating that.
Tahar, wake up.
Oh, fuck me.
What in blaze?
Okay, there we go. I remember eating that stuff, and the thing they use to give it flavor and taste is not digestible, I'd like to point out. Sorry for making you see this again. At least we're quick this time. Fuck brain. What power we want to keep. Knob, yeah. I think this is okay. If not, then we're just gonna go with this. Yeah, and Weenie's Darkwood. It was supposed to be a surprise, kind of, but the man
Tahar,
announced it immediately.
What in blazes is wrong with you?
Okay, I'm just gonna homer through this quickly. Gonna do the same dialogues again in case they matter.
Where am I?
Are you serious? What is it?
The Greykeep Barrack?
Well observed. You were screaming.
Yes.
Look, I know I've said this before.
It wasn't the...
well...
Yeah, probably.
But still, sometimes I can't help but...
Not ever.
Well, then they are fools. All they want...
I know.
For what it's magic, and the new laws are just that. And also, the law was never...
No.
Corporal Tahar?
What is it?
Lord
What?
I'm not...
All right, then.
Sure. Thank you.
Of course.
You should put...
Oh, really? Thanks for reminding me.
Here we go.
Now, would you look at that?
This is a voiceover. Actual VA, are you crazy? This nasal DK is never gonna... Now I can only use a dagger. I'm useless. Yeah, I need one more dex to be able to be ustful. Oh well. We'll get that. We will get there. Okay, let's see here. Leech 2% of auto attack damage inflicted. I will pick that. More auto attack damage. I want the spin, ideally. Seems like the best ability for my book. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Come along, Bertie.
Ready? Then let's go.
And now to steal everything. That's true.
Understood.
Understood. Will do.
Weenie's had that for a long time. The voice shit. He
Yes.
he just couldn't fucking find a snail. I'm happy he did. I was worried he'd miss him since he's optional. I was gonna do
Nothing
doctor, but
important
he
there,
already.
Tahar. Just some provisions.
I want provisions.
Let's see.
Mysterious key. Oh fuck. That was mousing over to this side of the map too much. Almost the side of the what's it called, thingy.
Alright then, let's
Got
get
it.
to it.
Yeah, see, this is what I wasn't doing before when we played the other level. Because now I want all these things now. Because they'll come with me. Whereas anything we would have picked up and extra XP we'd gotten, and the other stuff would not have stuck. But now we're exploring everything. Because we were told to go somewhere, so of course we're going to go everywhere else first. Ah, it seems like a very dangerous fucking fire pit. How the fuck do you navigate over to that pig there? Can also level Bertrand. I'm going to wait with that a little bit. Hey, Dolores.
Now would you look at that? Interesting.
Fucking yeah. I haven't actually been down here before. Ooh, spiders and a crab. The crab is non-offensive though. Oh shit, boys, going for Bertrande. I don't know what that means, this little free here. Weakened. Oh, I see.
For the crown!
Crib.
Take them down!
Fuck's sake, sorry. Fucking larder full of spiders and rats and shit. Oh, mace. This is exactly what I wanted. Fucking score. Is this actually better? 20% block chance. Yes. Yes. Fucking ustless. Okay, well. F11 saves. It's a bit weird. Yeah.
Charge!
After Rumpy left, my cough returned with a vengeance, which is fucking weird. I haven't been doing anything differently. Sitting here in my onesie with my kitty slippers.
You read my mind.
Oh, fucking bin hat for me. Well, I don't really need to see that far, so time to look like an idiot. Oh, hello. Powerful. That's right. Okay, anything down here we haven't stolen? Now, I think I got a humidity thing from my dad so I can actually see if it was dry as shit here. And normally, if the humidifier isn't on, the humidity in here is just exactly 20. Which is dry, which is probably what's fucking with me. So the humidifier is blaring right now, but it takes a while to...
It's quite empty. Where are all the recruits?
Out for the drills or in the halls of justice, I guess. There's a trial taking place right now.
Another mage?
Yeah, some elven woman, I believe.
I met the bit I played in this, I met 2 elves and both were reasonable. I'm not sure how to process this. A dumbass in shorts, well. Fucking elves indeed. I'm sure you can find lots of that on the internet. Humper, humper, humper. Yes. Fucking everything here is gorgeous. Reminds you of Disciples. Everything's just completely over elaborately designed. Fantastic. Without actually getting in the way of the gameplay. I feel like there should be music.
Ah, finally, some fresh air.
There's music.
Come on, Tahar. Let's head to the North Tower.
Nah, mate, we're gonna steal every fucking thing everywhere before we do anything.
Quite the view, isn't it? Just doesn't get old. It's hard to believe that some 1,000 years ago, somebody actually built this place.
Yes, absolutely.
Crowd, crowd.
May the light have mercy on you.
Thanks.
There she goes. No more magic for you.
I still can't believe the Lord Marshal is allowing them to do this in Greykeep. Weren't they an underground movement just some moons ago?
They were. Things changed quickly, it seems.
Who was she?
No idea. She might have been with the rebels the army recently took out near Windwall. They still haven't given up. By all that can be said about your father, he certainly had his followers. They're like weeds. Whenever you think you've gotten them all, you find a new patch eating away the seeds somewhere.
Yeah.
I didn't know the Iron Mask kills right away.
Well, from what I've heard, there are 2 ways it can go. Either it makes you lose your magic, and then slowly your sanity, or it causes a brain rupture once it's branded onto your face. Seems that this woman's...
Sorry.
Ladder.
Now let's move on.
Sure.
Let's talk to this man.
Yes? Who are you?
Just 2 soldiers. We saw the branding. Impressive work.
So, what do you want?
Could you tell me more about the purity of light? About your faith?
Oh, you're a seeker.
Not really.
Well, I will do my best to answer your questions.
What's your problem with mages?
We don't have a problem with mages. We have a problem with defilers.
What's the difference?
Well, a mage is someone who has the ability to tap into the power the All-Father Aeonir used to create the universe. It's a burden, and we are well aware of how some mages suffer. However, having that ability by itself is not a sin. Using it is. Man should not have that power, regardless of stature or morality.
But that's what defilers do. They have no humility. They recklessly indulge in their magic and use it for their own purposes. Asamo Tahar is the best example. He showed the world how foul and dangerous uncontrolled magic can be.
What about battle mages? There are mages in the Royal Army, too.
Well, technically they are defilers too, but they are a necessary evil, so to speak. Mages are powerful, and in order to keep Northander safe from them, they might be needed. It sounds paradoxical, I know, but it's the truth.
But can't magic also be used for good?
It's not about good or bad, it's about humility. Man was never meant to use magic, and the disregard of this fact is what made the world the violent, corrupted place that it is. So yes, magic can heal as much as it can kill, but that does not change that we are not allowed to meddle with it. We are not gods, soldier, we are men, and until we know our place again, Aeonir will not return.
This woman, what did she do?
That one? She was one of Asamo Tahar's rebels. They hid in wind walls, but the Royal Army took out their camp. She summoned a beast that tore apart 13 soldiers before they finally pinned her down. It's good that the mask put an end to her right away.
Do you have some kind of leader? Your movement originated in Greyfell, correct?
Movement. I don't think you quite understand who we are, soldier. But I have faith that you will soon enough. Regarding your first question, yes, we do. Harbinger of Light, or Rondar Lacane, as his worldly name is known. He is out of the city at the moment, but if you want a chance to hear his sermons yourself, he will return to Greykeep 1 or 2 days from now.
What exactly do you believe in? I've been told the purity of light renounces the Guardians. Is that true?
Renounce? No. The Guardians, as well as the renegade gods, are Aeonir's creation. And they are as truthful as he is. They left us.
What do you mean by they left?
Well, they were only temporary to begin with. Aeonir created them to tend to our world as long as mankind is corrupted. But now he wants to return to our world. The Guardians have gone back to their slumber.
Aeonir wants to return?
Yes, Aeonir will return to this world. 12 moons ago, the Harbinger of Light, our leader, had visions where the All-Father himself spoke to him. He said that after all the suffering we, his creation, had to endure, the time has come to bring peace again. He will reveal himself to us, and will make this world one of freedom, peace, and equality again. No war, no greed, no hunger, no kings, no queens, no beggars. Just children of the light, as we all once were.
And how exactly will he do this? It's not like there's no reason our world is the way it is.
It's a god we are talking about. Not a guardian, but a true god. The only god, the creator. You're making the mistake I made before the Harbinger showed me the truth too. You are trying to apply human thinking to something that never was human to begin with.
And why hasn't he returned yet?
Well, that's the reason we're here. Aeonir also told the Harbinger something else. That he will only return once mankind has become pure again.
Pure?
Yes. Free of the wrong faith. Free of defilers. That's our mission. And once we've succeeded, the Harbinger will open the gates so that Aeonir can step through.
That sounds like nonsense. Dangerous nonsense.
Well, I'm sad you see it that way. I think it's best that we end our conversation at this point. I hope you will see the light someday, soldier. I really do.
Thank you. Oh, hello, bin. Something I haven't stolen yet. A two-handed strongness sword. Orcish weapon. Nice. Wait, I can go up here. They call me Exploration Man. Because I explore, men, fuck. Exploration. Beard dude, Roderick, alias. Some Dwayne.
Understood.
Alright, Bertrand, should we level you? There you are. Have some more decks, you lovely man. Longbow. Pretty good at archery. Bleeding. Stunny. Dwarven mine, very fine. But isn't an enemy mine. I mean, it might save points. I think I can get stuff without actually having to spend points.
Let's see.
Fuck, this is where I came out, isn't it?
Got it.
Shit.
Yes.
Ah, tiny statue of interaction. Oh, and a bin behind beard guy. That I wouldn't have seen if I hadn't spun around.
Now would you look at that?
Indeed. This guy's voice sounds so familiar. I can't place it. It sounds like I've listened to him before. IMDb isn't helpful. Apparently that site is going to go pay to win at some point.
Understood.
Or pay to whatever.
Acknowledged.
Is this where we need to go? Yes.
No. It's fireballs you're dodging, not candy. Again.
I'm hoping she'll yell that some more. Tell me about this fang.
Interesting.
Guardian tiara. Sorry, fuck.
Eyes locked onto your opponents.
Right, let's see how shite we are. Also notice what happens here.
Let's see.
Look at that. The fabled Wolf Guard has arrived. Always good to see some friendly faces.
Sergeant Esme?
Always so stern, Bertrand. What do you need? Some early morning practice?
Why not? What do you think, Tahar?
Yes.
Who are we fighting?
Well, what does it look like? Recruits. Some of them almost know what they're doing, but some others could really use some actual sparring. So, what do you say?
Well, I guess I could do with some practice.
Good. Then get in the ring.
Notice how ill positioned Bertrand in the cutscene in melee range.
Come here.
Yeah,
See these two over there? You'll fight them.
but they're Wolfguard.
Correct. I've seen you two train, and you won't last a second out in the field. Time for you to get some real practice.
But
Get in the
What?
ring.
as you command.
Quite the dragon, isn't she? Let's go easy on them, Tahar.
All right, lads, here we go again. Show the corporal
Oh no,
what
they
you're
actually
made
put him
of.
there. Nice. Man says go easy. It uses the biggest ability in the world.
Wait, you won, all right? I yield. I said I yield, damn it.
All right, corporal. I think they've had enough. Well done, lads. Now get back to the barracks and have someone see to those wounds, all right?
Poor sods.
The sergeant is right. If they're going to survive out there, they need proper training. In other words, we did them a favor.
One way to see it.
Yes, that's it. Now again. Remember, eyes locked onto your opponent.
What do we need?
Good work. Those pals aren't without talent, but they're far too spoiled by these walls. Hang on a moment. Here.
Yeah.
I've heard talk about a new mission, and something tells me it's the reason the Lord Marshal wants to see you. And I guess you could use these.
A friendly gesture. I almost forgot how that felt.
Don't be so dramatic. So, what do you say? Tired already? My boys could do with more real combat like that.
What do you think, Tahar?
Yeah, why not? I could use some more practice.
Great. Let's make it more of a challenge this time. Get in the ring.
You there! Yes, you wolf guards! Get your asses over here!
Are you talking to us, Sergeant?
I am. I want you to fight Corporal Tahar.
Tubular.
And just when did we become your recruits?
You're not. But my recruits need to see some real combat. And a fight between 5 brethren of the Wolf Guard would be quite the show.
Look, we don't have time for...
We'll fight.
But...
Get in the ring.
On your
Oh,
marks,
Ansel boy.
and fight!
Boo. There we go, finally. Get pluted, you fucker. Not really feeling the life drain. Ooh. It's 2% though, so. Moo.
Stop! That's enough! What are you trying to do, for heck's sake? Get yourself killed? This is practice, and Tahar beat you. You might not be my unit, but this is my ring. Get out of there!
This isn't over, Tahar. I swear it.
Or Huffy.
No. It's fireballs you're dodging, not candy. Again.
I would like my focus back. See, this is one of the things I find weird. You can have 3 abilities active at one time. I think you can change stances. But everything just goes off focus and it regenerates so fucking slowly. Especially on our main Dwayne. I'm assuming it has to do with...
Yes, that's it. Now again. Remember, eyes locked onto your opponents.
Focus regeneration, yeah. Ours is garbage. So we can spin once or twice and that'll be it. Well, once first and then again once the fight's over.
Blazes. That guy fought as if he wanted to kill you. Aren't you Wolfguard soldiers supposed to be, I don't know, friends?
We are. I had no idea what got into him.
Maybe, nonsense. Never mind.
What is it?
Just a stupid thought. Forget about it.
Bertrand, tell me.
No idea how much you remember from that night when we freed you, but as I told you, Anselm was there, together with his sister. Your father, he killed her. Judging by the look on Anselm's face, he hates your guts. So maybe...
You think he's blaming me for her death?
I don't know, maybe.
That's stupid.
You're telling me. But anyway, it's just an assumption. I might be completely wrong.
Anyway, here. You should take this as an apology. It was a stupid idea to have you fight each other. I'd suggest another round, but I suppose you've had enough by now. And the Lord Marshal's waiting for you.
Who do we fight?
Well, to be honest, I don't think there's much point in having you beat more recruits. But seeing you fight has reminded me that lately, I haven't had a lot of practice neither.
You want to fight us?
2 versus 1?
You don't count, Bertrand.
Very funny.
Come on, let's not overthink this. Let's get in the ring.
Lady wants to tussle.
Good. Then let's dance.
Man immediately is tired. He's also completely ustless.
Alright.
Ding ding, sucker.
The years have really taken their toll on me. This would have gone down differently some years ago.
That's what they all say.
Sod off, Carpal. Jokes aside, thanks for the practice. That was a damn good fight. Let's just hope seeing their sergeant in the dust like this doesn't make the recruits act all cocky again.
Well, if it does, you'll be there to show them their place.
I guess. Anyway, you should go see the Marshal now. Good luck, you two. Stay safe.
What a nice lady.
No. It's fireballs you're dodging, not candy.
You tell him.
Again.
Should I get myself some brain? Oh wait, I can't. I thought we made the ding ding. Weird.
Yes, that's it. Now again.
Okay.
Remember, eyes locked onto your opponent.
So this is weird. Like, it doesn't say how much extra it is. See, not until I commit. So I'm gonna save and see how much will that be. Oh, it's when I'm below. Still doesn't say. Well, we'll never know then, I guess.
1, 2, 1, 2. That's it, lads. Keep at it.
I can count. I can count.
Let's see.
Yes? Did you go see the Marshal yet?
Oh, sorry.
No. It's fireballs you're dodging, not candy.
I wonder if it's fire. Oh, there's actually a merchant here. I didn't realize. Merchante.
Got it. Interesting.
The fuck is up?
Best wares from Kalea to Northander.
Thanks, mate. Heavy plate, con 9. Maybe that's what we're gonna go for then. So some of all this garbage. Oh, I can't sell the wolf bullshit. What a weird hat. Oh well. Bling bling, sucker.
Good choice.
Thanks. That's a lucky one, honest. Yeah, this very Icewind Dale, this portrait.
Now would you look at that?
Yes.
This isn't the Hall of War. You know that, don't you?
No, Bertrand, I forgot. But I want to see this trial you were talking about.
Well, it's probably already started. Let's go take a look.
What do you want me to say? That I used my magic to kill those soldiers? Yes, I did. And I would do it again. Because they tried to kill me.
She's lying, for heck's sake! That bloody witch is lying!
You know what? You're right. I killed these men just because I liked it. Then I cooked a potion from their entrails and finally found myself a nice little broom to fly off into the moonlight.
Do you think this is the time for jesting?
I don't. But for the past hour, I have done nothing but repeat the same story over and over again.
For which you have no evidence.
Yes, and neither do you. Apart from a stable boy who was part of the act all along. But you know, that's the great thing about religious idiots like you. You always pick the story you like most. Now go ahead. Get that pretty little mask on my face already. I'm sure Aeonir would enjoy that as much as seeing elven mages raped by Leonider soldiers.
Heresy. This is heresy.
Area of Finnenmere. You are hereby found guilty of breaking the new laws by using magic to slay 3 soldiers of the royal army. The punishment will be death by the pike and shall be carried out by the morrow. The trial is over.
Goodbye, lady. Also, tomorrow she will be slain. It's midday now.
That's tough.
What do you make of this?
I don't know. She might be speaking the truth, or she might be lying. But it's 2 witnesses against her word, so I guess the sentence was only fair.
Who's that woman? The older one?
You don't know? Alright, now that surprises me. That was Amaria Leonider, the only surviving member of House Leonider. All of her sons died in the final battle of the Northander army against your father's rebels.
She seemed to be very upset by what the elves said about Aeonir.
Yeah, no wonder. She's one of the most fervent followers of the Purity. Probably also one of the reasons why they could get so much influence within the crown. House Leonider was one of the greatest armies in Northander. But let's go, shall we? I wouldn't want to keep the Lord Marshal waiting any longer.
I have bins to loot. 6 gold, what the hell? Bastards. Moving.
No. It's fireballs you're dodging.
You tell him, as me.
Let's see.
Alright, let's see what Geralt has to say. I mean, generic voice actor.
You know, Tahar, there's something I've been wondering about lately.
What?
All this, the army, the Wolf Guard, the crown, does it fulfill you?
What do you mean?
It just, never mind. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Understood.
Dun 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 dun.
What are you doing? These are General Noria's quarters.
You're right. Sorry. This tower is a maze. Now would you look at that?
All right, here we go. Ready to go in?
You sound nervous.
Nervous? No. Never mind. Come on, let's go in.
Yes.
Yes?
Any bins for me here? Yes.
I said dismissed.
But all we need is more time. The cure is within reach, and we...
You've had your time. And what did you achieve? Nothing. People are dying as we speak, and if we do not stop this plague right now, it'll wipe out all of Greyfell next. I've made my decision. Once you've found a cure, fine, we will use it. But for now, this is the only way.
I understand, Lord Marshal. Forgive me for my failure.
Dismissed. General Noria, how long will it take you to reach Leonon?
7 days. 5 to 6 if we get fresh horses around King's Crossing.
Then do that. The Treasure Master will provide you with the coin.
Good.
Right.
Lord Marshal, General Noria, you wanted to see us?
We did. Sentenza?
Yes. What do you know about the Bloodburn?
I'm not sure what you mean, sir.
So, our commitment to secrecy worked for a change. That's refreshing.
The Bloodburn is a plague. The first time we heard about it was about 3 months ago. For almost a moon's turn now, every capable alchemist of Greyfell and Everlight has been searching for a cure. And there are rumors that the elves, the dwarves, and even the greenskins are affected by it as well. Problem is, we are nowhere near a solution. And recently there's been a massive outbreak at a village near Greyfell, Leonon.
And am I right to assume that this Bloodburn is lethal?
Absolutely. It's by far the most dangerous plague EO has seen since the Red Fever. Frankly, it corrupts a person's blood, hence the name. It starts with a light fever and some nausea. Within a week, people will bleed from their mouths and their eyes. We don't know what causes it, and so far, no medicine has shown to help. Once the first symptoms show, it goes quickly. The blood forms blisters, which eventually burst open, and by then, the fever already causes an excruciating, sometimes lethal pain. After that, it's over quickly. Within the next few days, the victim will bleed out like a slaughtered pig.
Tiara's breath.
Indeed.
I see. Any idea what causes it? How does it spread?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know. Some things seem to suggest that it's contagious, whereas some alchemists believe the infections occurred random.
At random?
Well, not entirely. Apparently there's a pattern, but it seems almost too ridiculous to say it.
The infected we've talked to, many of them have reported hearing, I don't know how to put it, noises around where the infection must have taken place.
Noises?
Yes. Some of them even said it sounded like a voice. Superstitious nonsense, of course. But it might suggest that it's more than a mere disease, which is troubling.
A curse. That is what you're suggesting, isn't it?
A curse? No. If anything, I think it might be some kind of magical anomaly. However, you're not here to muse about the causes of the plague. We have scholars settle that. You're here because the Wolf Guard will set out on a mission. Sentenza?
We have to find a way to contain the outbreak in that village, Leonon. If the infections reach Greyfell, we will be faced with a catastrophe that will make the Mage Wars look like a pleasant dream. Thus, we, together with a small division of Nortander's soldiers, will travel to Leonon and assess the situation and see what we can do.
I understand. But if there's no cure, how can we contain it?
We'll see when we get there.
What's my role in this?
What kind of question is that? You're a member of the Wolf Guard, and this is a royal mission. End of story.
If the bloodburn is deadly, how do we protect ourselves when we get into the contaminated territory?
Again, we haven't understood the bloodburn's distribution pattern yet, so there's a chance it'll not affect you anyway. But to make sure, our alchemists have prepared a concoction that's supposed to protect against the infection.
Supposed to protect?
Well, it did work for our scouts. We'll simply have to take the risk.
Understood. When do we set out?
Tomorrow at first light. Just get your things and your potion from the alchemist downstairs. His name is Albertus de Reims. Then meet me at the gate when you're ready. Anything else, Lord Marshal Arendir?
No. Just solve the problem.
We will.
Nice.
Will do.
They call him the Corporal because he's real.
Now would you look at that?
Lol.
Let's see.
A lot of running around very slowly in this. Sack the twat. I steal all his shit before talking to him.
Interesting. Are you Albertus de Reims?
Depends on who's asking.
Corporal Carpel and Corporal Tahar, Wolfguard. We were told you can give us a medicine that can protect against the bloodburn.
Ah, so that's you. Yes, here are your potions. Drink 2 sips of it 2 hours before entering the contaminated zone. It lasts for about 7 hours.
And it works?
Of course it works. Just make sure to never go over my suggested dose, otherwise it can be lethal.
Fucking giggles.
Now, is there anything else? If not, I've got business to attend to.
No, that was all. Thank you.
Fuck off. I hear my armor shuffling its way down. Scrumple, scrumple, scrumple.
Remember, eyes locked onto your opponent.
Oh, bin stands waiting for me like a good little hoe bag. No candy firewalls, please. We've heard that enough. Sneaky bin.
Let me take a second.
Battle 1 buckler. That looks like a fucking club. Yeah. What? Sorry. They do call him Grimface. Nope. Or bin face, depending on how you're feeling. Geralt. Gloivus.
Of course, now would you look at
There you are. Ready?
We are.
Good. Then let's go get the others. We have a long journey ahead of us.
So tell me, Tahar, is it just me or has the General changed?
Now that came out of nowhere.
I mean, back when I joined the Wolf Guard, he was so different. Passionate about our cause. But now, I don't know.
Hong 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 hong. Jitterbug, jitterbug. It can be Ford Wades. Ford Wades and an army. That's not very specific. I think it's Ford Wades. Ow.
All I'm saying is that I just don't understand why people always act that way. I mean,
Party bush.
Quiet. We're here.
This is Leonon? Huh. Looks pretty serene.
Still.
What about our troops? Should we wait for them to catch up?
No. Our first task is to assess the situation anyway. How bad is it and how many are infected? Once we have a clearer picture, we'll act accordingly.
Meaning?
We'll see.
Pray tell.
Foreshadowing.
Orders?
Fuck, cancel. Now to explore everything but what we were told.
Charge!
I like his little waddle.
For the crown!
You spin right around quite a lot, baby. Right around a little bit, baby. Around. Oh yeah.
I can't focus.
I actually use this way to have a look here. Where's Santana? He's got 4 brain, which gives him plus 4 point piss per ass. Oh god, our regeneration is so garbage. God damn.
Interesting.
There's got to be a way of helping that. Goblinoids. We killed them because they are what they are. Race crime.
Let's see.
Man gets fucking treed. One might say that nature didn't treat him well. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello, a bunch of shit. Ah, crossbow is strongness. Flameburk. Also two-handed. I'm gonna get that one just so we have something to witch with flail.
Let's go.
We have pretty decent mace currently, so I'm not gonna fuck around with that.
For the crowd!
Pig it.
Yeah!
I can't focus.
Man is still inconcentrated from the previous fight.
For the crown!
Shit,
All right.
well. Fuck. Sex bomb, you're my sex bomb.
As you command.
You can brew when you need to.
Corpses. Was that the blood burn?
We'll see. And if that's the case, let's hope the potions will protect us.
Still fresh. They don't show any symptoms of the blood burn.
That's not good. We should hurry.
Clay more like clay less, mate. Fuck.
What's this?
Looks like an old trading post. I guess it got overrun by rebels during the Mage Wars. We might actually use it as an outpost if we need help from our troops.
Speaking of troops, where's the rest of the Wolf Guard? Didn't you say we'd meet up with them near the King's Forest?
Yes, but they're still up north taking care of some rebels. They should arrive soon, though.
General Quadros the entire fucking countryside.
Whatever's necessary.
Fuck priests.
Charge!
Fuck clergery.
Yeah!
I'll have your bins. No capital, so I can't pick up food. Hello, Scally Melly. Fuck. Very easy for me to accidentally click outside the screen when going flatways. I can move with the keyboard, but that's the fucking arrow keys, which is awkward as shit.
For the crown!
Fuck the crown! Hump the ground! I don't know what I'm talking about, sorry. Dexterity hatchet.
Onwards.
Interesting.
Oh sack, oh sack, oh sack, oh sack, oh shit. There's no link, Alicia. Jesus fucking Christ. Calm your tits.
For the queen! You don't know who you're messing with.
The wolf does not understand that Ansel is in fact the hard man of this little riverbed. So, yeah, the wolf does in fact not know what it's messing with because it is a wolf and they generally don't understand things like that. Fucking Nigel sleeping in the ground. Oh, that thread where the community manager wrote some shit on the fucking Black and Rock forums. Jesus Christ.
Stay alert.
Hi, elf.
Onwards.
What the? Elves?
All right. As you command.
Acknowledged.
One's chasing me. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Salangar. Who are you? And what by Ellen's reigns are you doing here?
Sentenza Noria, General of the Wolf Guard. And we'll be the ones asking the questions. This is Nortander territory.
Wolf? Oh, I see. Then talk to our scryer, Elion, Evran. I believe she will want to have a word with you.
So do I.
So fucking angry all the time.
The Wolf Guard. Huh. This will be interesting.
What are you doing here? This is Nortander territory.
It is, and we are aware of that. But I'm afraid recent developments have made our presence necessary.
Spare me the verbiage. What's the meaning of this?
As you might know, this village has been struck by the Bloodburn. We are here to investigate.
What about the corpses? We found what looked like villagers with arrows in their backs.
Bandits, not villagers. They were near the village when we got here, and we took care of them.
Since when exactly? You built quite an outpost.
Since a source informed us that there would be an outbreak, which was 3 weeks ago.
You knew there'd be an outbreak?
Yes.
Well, investigating is also what we're here for. Maybe we could join forces.
I appreciate the notion, but I'm afraid this won't be possible.
Why?
Because I know what you came here to do, and it's a mistake.
What do you mean?
All right, that's enough. We're here by order of the Queen, and according to the White Mist Treaty, you will now step...
You're not.
What?
The White Mist Treaty was struck between the Moorhere Scryers and Queen Aelith. You are acting under the orders of Lord Marshal Arendir, to whom we have sworn no loyalty. Or should I say, Lord Anger and those mage-slaughtering purity fanatics who are really making the laws of your country now.
The purity has nothing to do with this. We are here to prevent the Bloodburn from spreading.
Well, we will take care of that. Now leave, or I will make you.
Was that a threat?
It was. You have 5 minutes to get back to where you came from. Then our archers will open fire. Leave.
I leave.
Back to...
I hear very, very angry spider. The fuck? So we've been told to fuck off. This is normal.
How come we never heard about this until now?
Because the Crown wanted to avoid a panic. Though it's too late for that now. Word is spreading rapidly and those purity lunatics are using it to their advantage.
They will fall.
No Huffy, General Centipede.
Whatever's necessary.
For the Queen!
Let's get down to business.
Our troops caught up. Good.
General Noria, you, what's the matter? Is something wrong?
Look up ahead and you'll see. We have unwanted company. Where's the rest of you?
At the crossroads, sir. Waiting for your word.
Good. Then send them in. The elves won't let us into the village, so we'll force them to. If we do it right, they won't stand a chance. Ansem, you'll help me develop a strategy. Corporal Tahar, you will oversee the setting up of the outpost. What's your name?
Seamark, sir. Gerald Seamark.
And you grew up here, right?
That is correct, sir.
Good. Then you know the area. You will assist Tahar when he needs it. Now, let's get started. If these damned Moorhere want blood, they shall have it.
Bloodburn. How come we never heard about this until...
You're Corporal Tahar, I assume.
Yeah. Any advice on how to get started?
We should probably stock up on provisions first. I suggest we send out some men to hunt and do some wood cutting.
Got it.
And be sure to task some of our men to take care of transporting the resources, too. If everyone is assigned to a specific job, there'll be no one left to do that.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Bloodburn. How come we never heard about this until now?
Because the Crown wanted to avoid a panic. Though it's too late for that now. Word is spreading rapidly and those purity lunatics are using it to their advantage. And I think Arendir's way of handling them is dangerous.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work.
Take them down!
Man bellows and homos into the fucking ass.
Building completed.
Oh, I got to talk to this knobhead again.
Make it quick!
Woolaloo. Yeah, it's a RPG strategy game. God damn, our hero's basic. That one int is really hurting his region. Bleh.
Let's see.
The most reasonable man I've met in this is an elf. You'll see him a bit later. Which of course is weird. Need this bridge sorted. Never did figure out what was on the other side there.
That should work. Yes?
Ow.
Now would you look at that?
Corporal, did you send out hunters already?
Yeah, and they already found some game. I also tasked a couple of men
Sounds
to
so
gather wood, as you
excited.
suggested. What's next?
Good question. I suggest you head out and see if you find more suitable spots to establish outposts. Closer to the elves, preferably. The more territory we control, the easier it will be to win the battle.
Makes sense. What do we need? Expansion is the key to... Let's find more spots to set up outposts. We need to gain more...
What is it? I'll try.
Yes, that's a good spot.
I'm gonna fuck this up, aren't I?
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders. The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
Ah, fuck the rotting corpses. The rotting is sorting itself, obviously. It's the problem taking care of itself. Have they finished this fucking bridge yet? No. Cunts. Oh, they're almost done.
Interesting.
So, I'm gonna get some defense before I fuck around.
Yes? Any news?
Yes. We set up some new outposts, as you suggested. What now?
Well, I guess now would be the time to arm our men and prepare them for the attack. In other words, we should put up a barrack.
Then that's what we'll do.
Stone twerk. Fuck.
We still need to gain more territory, Tom. If we don't,
Building completed.
Need to find some fucking stone. There's some. Things ready. Fairy swine. Yeah,
Wouldn't it be wise to expand into the Northern Territory too? That might give us an advantage of the elves.
Probably, but there's no way on Neo will get a cart through that river. Let's get someone to repair the bridge first.
I have done this. Fuck wolves. Yeah, then the problem will solve itself. The wolves will eat them. Fucking corpses. Give me a ding ding. Oh, god damn it.
Now would you look at that?
Fucking tiara.
Made up your mind? Yes, that's a good spot.
Building completed.
Orders?
Gonna get myself a ding ding. Nice. Right, we can up his stats now. One more constitution allows us to wear heavy armor. Unsure if I really want that though. So I made him defensive and made him get focus more when he's on lower health, which is probably one of the dumbest things that I've done. More health.
Let's see.
Yeah, quite a bunch of crabes in this. Wait, what's this? Oh, huff dudes.
Look at that, boys. We're in.
Man is knocked on his ass.
Building completed.
What's next?
Charge!
Charge!
You'll regret this.
Get polluted.
What do we need?
Fucking 1 point for heavy armor doesn't seem that bad. Let's use this. And it'll let us use... Where's the fucking heavy? Are we wearing the heavy? We are wearing the heavy. I'm fucking idiot. Pretty papa, son of a bitch. Lustless. Oh well, we have more health now. Not that we were ever in danger of not having health. Or being died, as it's also called.
For the crown!
Elves poncing around up here. We're out of dudes. I have no idea how the fuck to make more workers. I always run out of everything. What do you mean, Alicia? I believe you are referring to a crabo skeleton, which is what makes a crab, like a pill bug, which is a type of crab.
Building completed.
Will do.
What is it?
Ah, more crabs. Wings as well. Fairy swine. Oh, hello. Yeah, this guy's a Kermit up here, I think. I got that far, but I never explored all the way over here.
I need help!
Shut up, Ansel.
Of course.
Bustless twat. I'm gonna steal this guy's shit and then see if he accuses me of robbing him.
Do it.
I beg your pardon?
I said do it. Rob me, beat me up, kill me. That's all you people do these days, isn't it? Mage wars, more here elves, bloodburn. Sometimes I wonder how I even made it to this age. Ah, well, every streak of luck has to end eventually, doesn't it? Seems that mine ends with bandits.
We're not bandits.
Oh. Well then, what brings you here?
We're soldiers, and we're here to investigate the recent outbreak in Leonon.
Outbreak? I assume it's this bloodburn you're talking about. Then I apologize for my insolence. Care for a glass of mulled wine? Some chicken broth, maybe?
Thank you, but we're short on time.
I see. Well, then how can I help you?
You don't sound like a villager. Where are you from?
Oh, long story. Briefly put,
Please tell
I'm
it.
from Everlight. Tiara's Grace, if that name sounds familiar.
That's the noble quarter of the city, isn't it? You must have had quite some coin if you lived there.
That is correct, I did. Drapery was my craft, and I was good at it. But then I grew older, and the usual questions began to arise. You know, the ones that sound silly, but nonetheless keep you awake at night.
Such as?
Let's not go into detail. Suffice it to say that they made me question some of my decisions. Long story short, I gave all my belongings to an orphanage and looked for a quiet place to do some soul-searching.
Wanking, basically. He went out here to wank.
What do you know about the outbreak in the village?
Not much. I try to stay away from the village as much as possible. They are decent folks, but, you know, I came here for serenity. All I know is that 3 weeks ago, those elves showed up and made camp. As if it were the most natural thing in the world. More here elves, by the look of them.
3 weeks. That's before the infection must have occurred.
Some days, yes. But I doubt they had something to do with it, if that's what you were thinking. They were quite friendly with the villagers, even though they wouldn't tell them the reason for their presence. Then the dying started. Evidently, I observed all this from afar. I was out fishing on the lake, to be precise.
Evidently.
But still, it was enough to get a good picture. The first victim I saw was one of the farmers. He was out working his fields when he suddenly collapsed. To me, it looked as if he was coughing blood.
Keep talking.
Well, he got up, and immediately the elves that were there carried him back into the village. The next day, it happened again. Only this time, to 2 women doing their laundry at the creek. Again, the elves helped. I couldn't tell from the distance, but it even looked as if that tall woman, their leader, examined them. Whatever she did, though, it didn't stop the plague. That same night, there was screaming from behind the village walls. And it lasted for the entire week. It was gruesome.
What about you? Were you never afraid you'd get infected too?
Well, of course I was. Which is why I stayed away from the creek after it got truly dire. I only returned yesterday, when the screaming had ceased. However, I still feel fine.
Weird audio
Is
popping
the entire
there.
village affected?
I don't think so, but I can't be certain. The elves only locked down the village some days ago. But before that, I still saw farmers on their fields and people fishing the creek. Though it was just a handful now instead of dozens, as it was before that. So whatever atrocity that plague is, it did not take all of them.
You don't know that. Maybe the bloodburn is already in them and is simply not broken out yet.
Possible. I am neither apothecary nor alchemist, so I wouldn't know.
I see. And I guess you don't happen to know what exactly the elves are doing this for.
I don't. But for what it's worth, the elves don't seem to be afraid of this plague. They did not avoid physical contact with the infected. At least, not that I saw. Also, even though they helped the villagers once the bloodburn broke out, they didn't seem to be too... how should I say? Agitated. To me, it looked as if they knew what they were dealing with.
Between when the elves arrived and the first outbreak, did you notice anything odd?
Such as?
Such as odd noises.
No, I don't think so. Sorry. Then how can I help you?
Some information will be useful. Is there another way inside the village apart from the southern gate?
Another? Oh. You want to get past the elven barricade. Apart from the north and the south gate, no, there isn't.
There's a second entrance?
Yes, there is. Just follow the path to the east.
We'll be off.
Fair enough.
Okay, so how...
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work.
Does that mean there's nothing left in this sector? I never really understood the resources here. Can't really do much of anything, but let's trade with this Dwayne. What's it do? Nah. Basically looks like it's just a bunch of money. Good bow. Sell some of my garbage.
We're being attacked.
Oh, for fuck's sake. We have no defense. Ugh. Fucking elves. I wanted to explore, but apparently this is not possible. Where's my fucking... Men go nowhere. Well, gonna go this way and see if I can do something before we get polluted over there. I thought that before I started building towers, it wouldn't do anything. Yeah, I want to explore the elves.
Let's go.
In DK and most Nordic languages, an elf is a large fucking river. And elves in that shit is also river dwaynes.
Interesting.
What does beer have? Fallakian. Nice. Okay, we're still being attacked down there. Fuck it. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. Dick around. Here comes up. Soldier ways. Oh fuck, they're trying to just run over there and get fucked. Idiots. Not the biggest fan of the RTS component in this, honestly. Doesn't help that I don't know how the fuck the workers work either. It seems like I just have a finite amount, and they also man towers and shit. So I don't know.
As you command.
As command, indeed.
Right away.
For the crown!
Fuck the crown! Ragnar. This priest is irritating. And I'm just losing all my dudes because they're just walking to their deaths.
Yes.
Make it quick.
Undead now, what the hell? How do you find those, Bertie?
Acknowledged.
Yes.
Oh look, stuff. Someone put a comfortable chair in the middle of the fucking forest. I'm considering once I'm done with this level doing an hour or two of Morrowind. It's been a while. It's because your head's hot.
We're being attacked.
So for those of you, if any, watching this on YouTube wondering what I just replied to in the chat, have fun with that.
We lost a sector, Commander.
Whatever's necessary.
All right.
All right, I think our outpost is in a good spot now. Let's go talk to the General.
General's right here, though.
I think we're in a good spot to attack now, General.
Good. Then we'll attack right away.
I don't want to question your orders, sir, but wouldn't it be wise to do some more scouting first? There might be a weakness in their defense that we haven't spotted.
Yeah, cool
yet.
it.
Fine, but not much longer. Who knows what these elves are planning? And if they carry the blood burn out of the village, no amount of scouting will help us.
Dead colon. Fuck the door.
Take him down.
Gonna do one of those behind attacks. What's it called? Re-endering. Redendering. Rhododendron. No.
Alright then, let's get to it.
We're being attacked.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Re-rendering. I don't think that's true phrasal. It sounds weird.
We're being attacked. This is over.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't understand how these workers work.
We made it. The barriers are down.
Yet no sign of their scryer. She must
What
be...
the? You bastard! Don't say I didn't warn you!
Spin to motherfucking win! Where's the scryer? There she is. That isn't her. Well, the guy who wasn't her is dead now.
Salangar, this isn't over.
Goodbye, Eldar Twait.
Gone. Damn it.
It's over.
Geraldic panting.
What about the scryer?
We'll get her. Talk to us, woman. What happened here?
Are you?
Sent by the Queen. Now talk. We...
What was that?
Elves. They must have gotten reinforcements.
Time to talk to the only reasonable man in the game.
Karpal, Tahar, return to the outpost at once. They need someone to lead the defenses.
Understood. What about the village?
Anselm and I will guard it. The rest of the Wolf Guard should arrive any second now. We will just have to hold the village until then. Now move.
All right, Tahar, let's move. Back to the outpost and quick.
I'm a-going. More workers, but very fine, KRI. This is exactly the sort of knowledge I wanted.
Orders?
2 men running back to fight an army of elves. Fuck them. Wait, I have an army here. What's going on?
Attack!
Pray tell.
Pray tell Mox. I think we're almost done with XCOM, by the way. I could do that as well, rather than say Morrowind for some time, other time.
Shit. That's more than I expected.
Here's the big
Get ready,
boss.
Tahar.
Gilius, the most sensible man in the fucking game. Also kind of shit. The way he hits with that spear is
Stop. Stop. That's enough. Please, just listen to me.
Sure.
Please, I give up. All that, we didn't want any of it.
You should have thought of that before you attacked us.
Yes, I know. Scryer Elion told us about you. About the reason you're here and your disagreement.
That's one way to put it. Your people opened fire on us.
Yes, and they shouldn't have. Elion, she got scared. They'd been in that village, surrounded by corpses for almost a moon's turn now, and my troops should have arrived days ago. She had her orders, you know, to protect the village. It was never our intention to start a war.
Whatever your intentions, this is Northander territory. Capturing a village, invading our lands, this is an act of war.
I know, but the situation required that we acted quickly. And given recent developments in your country, we could not take the risk of you denying us entry.
Recent developments?
Yes. The purity of light and their persecution of mages. Do not misunderstand, but especially to us as elves, who are almost all magically gifted, we just don't understand why Lord Marshal Arendir just lets them do as they please.
And that justifies breaking a century-old treaty between our races? That's some strange reasoning.
I get your concerns.
That's a relief. I was beginning to fear all of Northander had lost their minds.
I like this guy.
Way, this is a different topic.
It is. If it wasn't your intention to start a war, then what was it? Why did you come here?
For the same reason you're here. The Bloodburn. The Moorhere elves have been struck by it too. At least we believe so.
You believe so?
Yes. There's discussion about that going on in Leafshade as we speak. Suffice it to say that the symptoms of the Bloodburn seem to be different for elves than they are for humans.
That's interesting.
So you're here to... what? To examine it?
Yes. We are here to study an outbreak firsthand.
And you aren't afraid? How do you protect yourselves against an infection?
We don't. You see, that's one of the many misconceptions you humans have about the Bloodburn. It's not an ordinary disease, as your Lord Marshal believes, and thus it's not contagious. You could ask a dying woman for a dance and it would not affect you.
How can you be so certain?
Just observe the pattern. It can wipe out an entire village, but the one a mile south of it remains unaffected, even if the wind is blowing in their direction. And for some reason, it may take a strong man of 30 winters and spare his grandmother. Where's the logic in that?
Maybe we just haven't understood the pattern yet.
If you think it's contagious, you must have brought some protection, didn't you? What was it, a potion?
Yes.
Please show me.
Here. Sorry, Tahar, but I want to see this.
Just as I suspected. Watch.
What the? What are you doing? You're drinking it.
Yes, because it's just fire nettle extract, nothing else. Your medicine is completely useless, and whoever brewed it knew that. Please, I beg you, you need to believe me. The Bloodburn isn't an ordinary plague.
Then what is it?
This is what we're trying to find out. But, as of now, we believe it to be a curse of sorts. One originating from a very ancient, unknown kind of magic. So this is it, Evran. The truth. We are here to understand.
Hi, Kitty.
Someone told me you arrived here several days before the outbreak.
And to you, that looks suspicious. I understand. But believe me, we didn't cause it. What reason would we have? We knew it would happen in Leonon because we learned that there are certain signs before it happens.
Such as odd noises?
So you know. Yes, odd noises. Or even a voice, as some have claimed. Strangely enough, not everyone can hear them. And hearing also does not necessarily protect from the infection. All this, it's a mystery.
Huh. In other words, you knew an outbreak in Leonon was imminent and decided to come here to observe it.
Yes. We also hoped to help, but none of the remedies we had prepared worked. It was tragic and got under our skins. Which is probably one of the reasons why Elion was already on edge when you got here.
I still don't understand, though. Why didn't your squire let us in?
Isn't it obvious? Because she wanted to prevent you from carrying out that order.
What order? To examine the bloodburn?
Oh, I see. Your general. I'm afraid he didn't fill you in on your true orders. The village is to be purged. Every survivor, children,
What's
women,
this audio popping? It's
elders,
weird.
will be killed. The Crown believes this is what it takes to prevent the bloodburn from spreading to Greyfell.
Do you hear that? The audio popping. It's weird.
This is ridiculous. How in blazes would you know?
Can't you guess? We have ears in Greykeep, as you probably have in Leafshade.
Then we need to stop him.
I was hoping you would say that. I would help you if I could, but given what's happened, I doubt my presence would help. In other words, it's in your hands now. We will withdraw our people until dawn. Farewell, Evran. And thank you for sparing me.
NP, mate. Okay, so I'm gonna save on ass, and we are going to continue here from next time because there will be a bunch of plot happening, and then we will be at the point where I stopped before. So yeah, the plot will be in the next one. I'm going to stream something else now, so I haven't really decided what that is, but for purposes of YouTube, I will end the stream briefly. Any men want to see anything specific, voice so in the chat, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes.